you 2 epic tournaments, 143 electrifying matches, 10 venues, 1 island, 1 heartbeat. From June to December 2025, 20 district football leagues will face off. Every match is a battle, every goal is a statement, and every fan is part of the legacy. Who will rise to victory? Play your schedule and be part of history. Visit semiprofootballleague.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for full match fixtures, live coverage, updates, and behind-the-scenes access. This is our season where passion lives and purpose leads.
This is a beautiful game and this is what we love.
St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League.
Leveraging football to transform lives.
Dream big, make it your own. Home Sweet gets you any style of home. Be yourself saying home sweet home. With a home sweet mortgage, you are number one. Home sweet, home quest, home flex, home switch. See that new home, we get it. Home sweet, home quest, home flex, home switch. Act now when you won't regret it. POSL. Bank of St. Lucia's enhanced home sweet mortgages are designed around you. Home flex, a home equity line of credit. Home quest, for professionals building new dreams. And home switch, time to bring your mortgage home to us. Home sweet mortgages, make it your own. Home sweet, home quest, home flex, home switch. Need a new home, we get it. POSL. For more information, call 456-6999 or go to bankofstlucia.com. POSL.
In the heart of every community lies a dream waiting to come true as a journey begins. We dribble through life's hurdles, breaking down its barriers, looking beyond.
And of course, good night once again from the iconic Mindu Phillip Park. It's match number 2 in the Premier Division of the Semi-Pro Football League. Tonight's match features VIEUX South decked in their green kit versus the very recognizable blue, royal blue of Central CASTRIES. Elijah Williams in your company, alongside my trusty comrade, Tennyson Glasgow, the critic.
Good night once again. And if ever there was an epic fixture, I think this one certainly takes the label. Two teams who can clearly pass the football. Players as well who can take an account to themselves. Remember, the VIEUX South team came up from Tier 2, champions of Tier 2. So they making sort of a debut in the semi-pro in Division 1 up against a CASTRIES team who had a good run last season. And they had a good opening result as well, defeating Soufriere 2-0 in a hard-fought encounter, whilst VIEUX South drew against Dennery 2 apiece. So it's a good scale, well balanced. Offside call there by the attacker. So Eli, we will be looking for the big names on the team sheets. The Obafemis, the Pernal William. There's a player I like as well, number 6 for Central CASTRIES.
That's Shaquan Nelson.
Very good, intelligent player. You have Emery at the back. Good veteran, dependable defender. So a host of names between both squads who has to take account of themselves in this encounter.
Yeah, I'll run through the team lineups in just a second. All right, let's start off with the VIEUX South team. In goal, Glendon Ferdinand, Kimlan Mason, who normally partners Kendall Clark in the center of defense. He's at right back. Kendall Clark, of course, the captain at center back alongside Nakeem Jones. Left back, the usual, Jose Mathare. Trent Alexander back in his defensive midfield berth for this VIEUX South team. He will be partnered by Can John and Jardel Harrow in the midfield. Of course, the left wing, very noticeable figure of Moses Henry. Shan Alfred is on the right flank, and as you mentioned, Obafemi Poyot down the middle. For Central CASTRIES, Aaron Daniel in goal, Tad Modest at the left back. Of course, Captain Emery Anward. He's partnered by Benerero Wellington in the center of defense. Giovanni Saltabas, he's on the right back position. Pernal Williams, the number 10 in midfield. He's now joined by Shaquan Nelson, who was deployed on the left flank in the first game. And Rivaldo Clark. Of course, on the left wing, we have Nathan Lamantine. Macallan John now picks up the right flank, and Jamal Wilfred is down the middle. Of course, the match official for today is Lesroy Joseph. Manasef Edward, the head coach of the Central CASTRIES team. Jamil Joseph, the head coach for VIEUX South.
VIEUX South putting a little pressure on Central CASTRIES. Tad. Stocky, short, strong. It's a free kick in favor of VIEUX. Very interesting position.
Of course, VIEUX South, still without the likes of Noah Nicholas, Donovan Purpey, Jovic McFarlane, registered with the team but unable to play at this point in time. But they can call on the services of young Saviola Elva. As we see that ball swung in there. Nobody able to get ahead on that one. Dangerously put in there by VIEUX South.
Good swerve on the free kick. Like Eli just said, no one able to get onto it. Possession to Central Castries.
And for those of you viewing via the stream, you may be wondering sometimes why some of the better known players are unavailable early in the season for some of their teams. Some of these players would have been transferred out to other teams and played in other competitions within the region. They need to get their international clearance so they could play for their respective semi-pro teams. So the likes of Noah Nicholas, Jovic McFarlane, these guys fall into that category.
Yeah. Of course, lots of football is being played, but we have to play by the rules.
Of course, it's not amateur football, it's professional football. Even within the amateur setup, same rules would have applied. So far less within the semi-pro setup.
Sort of a loose pass there by Central Castries. Were able to come out in the area. However, making the diagonal across, a loose pass, something that they need to work on. So far, they've looked quite comfortable coming out of the little pockets. But needlessly, just giving the ball away. This is something that the VIEUX team can capitalize on. They have a free kick right now.
Trent Alexander with that ball there and threaded through, and Emery Edward with a very timely tackle there.
He had to get all his long legs into this one because clearly the player was bearing down, but good tackle there by Emery.
It's a little over 8 minutes gone in this encounter, and Central Castries has not really been able to mount an attack of note just yet. But as usual, they're very compact in terms of their defending. You would think the likes of Shaquan Nelson going into midfield alongside Bernal Williams, that should probably give them a little bit of an edge in the center of midfield, but then VIEUX South will tell you that they have the likes of Trent Alexander and Jardel Harrow.
You can deal with it.
It'll be an almighty tussle in the center of midfield this evening.
VIEUX just keeping that ball going side to side so far. An interception there by Castries. Good defense there by VIEUX. One thing, we don't get you guys don't get to see is Eli and myself. You hear the voice. I don't know if the ES Productions sometimes may want to swing the camera in our way, but this guy.
Thank goodness they don't see.
Yeah, this guy always checks for me, man. This guy always checks for me. This guy always checks for me. My buddy just handed me, a cupcake. So thank you, Eli. I'm very fond of cakes,
Very much
especially
welcome, my
cakes
brother.
that comes in cups. So
Very
thank
much
you, buddy.
welcome.
Thank
Very
you.
much welcome, my brother. A little mix up there in the back there for Central Castries, but nothing coming out of it.
Yeah, a little mix up. However, they were able to deal with it. That's Central Castries. And Punal right away pointing out to the goalkeeper that, he needs to be on his A game. Good communication between them.
Obafemi Poyot not into the game just yet. He's one to look out for. As a rocket of a shot. Movement is pretty good as well.
Good shot there by Vivo South. Goalkeeper well positioned, just parring it out, which now leads to a corner for Vivo South.
Ball headed out there by Emery Edward. So far, both teams really trying to feel one another out. I think VIEUX South would have showed a little bit more intent thus far in the game, and as we see some just not able to get control of that one. Ronald Williams taking over the possession there, and Shaquan Nelson. VIEUX South wins it back with Kimlan Mason. Normally not so high up the pitch.
Yeah, a little too much with this one. If you're gonna make a foray up front, you need to make up your mind very quickly what you're gonna do with the football. So he got to a point where he got to like as a cul-de-sac and ran out of ideas.
VIEUX South just looks a little brighter, a little sharper, particularly in possession of the ball, Critic.
They do. And they may have been, spirited or probably disappointed in the last result. So they're now using that energy to get at Central Castries, and they seem to be having this little more burst of energy. Whereas you see the Central Castries team looking to make more passes, but the VIEUX South team seems to be more direct with the approach.
VIEUX South maintaining possession of the ball, playing it around the back. A good interception there by Central Castries. They too trying to maintain possession, but VIEUX South been very nippy, very front foot. And there they go again, winning the ball back, but that's why Joseph indicates a foul there.
The number 5 for Central Castries needs to pass the football a little better. Many a times his teammates trust him with the football, but his passing needs to be a little more on point.
It's Benerero Wellington.
Yeah. Possession back to V4 South. Plays into midfield. Purnell intercepting. With a pass from Purnell. A little more weight on that pass. Start taking no chances. And you can't take any chance in this little area. Doing pretty good to get the ball away. Like I said, Eli always takes care of me. Ball coming across, dealt with by Emery. And I did mention the V4 team seems to be a little more spirited in their approach.
Yeah, definitely.
Thing about that is that you have to do that for 90 minutes. But I guess they'll get instructions on when to back off. So we're waiting to see if that press can be relentless.
V4 South at the moment playing the passing lanes very well. Central Castries that is having difficulty stringing their passes together. And they are a team that likes to control the tempo of the game.
You have to keep it on the floor. Or keep it on the carpet. Oh, my family, don't want to give this man a chance. Trust me, he will snap at any opportunity given. And he can kick the football as well. Just a little sight of goal and he will kick for sure. Obafemi Poyot.
Yeah, shout out to Moving Coco Bellas. Not sure if he's at the venue or if he's watching via the stream. Don't think you're going to get any bigger supporter of V4 South than him.
Interception there by Emery. Spread to the right side. See Gio intercepting this one as well. There's a loose pass there by Central Castries. Central Castries not able to get that ball out of the area just yet. Interception there.
So far, V4 South have been impressive. Central Castries has been pretty much pegged back, but don't let that fool you. They're very capable of bursting into life and causing all sorts of problems for this V4 South team.
You did mention Moving Coco Bellas, one of the biggest fans for V4 South. Don't know if he's at the venue. But he might be here in spirit if he's not. Good dribbling skills there. Ball comes across. A tap in for Central Castries.
And there you have it.
One of the most dangerous players in the league. His nickname is Worms. He literally wormed his way upfield and was able to cut that ball back and thereby creating an opportunity where Central Castries is going to tap in.
There you have it. I was just saying, despite the fact that this V4 South team appeared to be on top, doesn't take much for Central Castries and Jamal Wilfred getting the tap in there.
1-0. The team from Central Castries leads. Let us see if VIEUX South can mount to come back. About halfway into the encounter in the first half. Meantime, a player is receiving attention.
Yeah, it's either Kimlan Mason or Ken Clark. I can't exactly make out which one of them is on the ground there. Back to action on the pitch. All right there. And this Central Castries team can not only play the football, they can also be very physical if they need to. They can step up the level of aggression if they need to. So they can play in different ways. They can go on the counter, they can possess the football. But what they do very well is they're very resolute, they're very compact in terms of the defensive shape, and VIEUX South will need all of their guile, all of their trickery to unlock the Central Castries defense.
Also, Eli, look at the size of the Castries players. I mean, VIEUX has a good size as well, but if you look all across the league, you might just see some of the teams lose on size. But this Central Castries team, clearly, like you mentioned, they can play several facets of the game. I like the size of the team, and also they've played together for quite some time as well too, so they seem to be quite comfortable with each other. That was written.
What a strike!
That was written.
McAllen John into the team today. He was the one who has picked up that wide position that Shaquan Nelson had in the opening game, and immediately you see his value.
This goal started off from the left back area. And again, the Central Castries team showing good poise, good composure in keeping the football and making passes to make the way upfield. And by doing so, dragging players out of position from the VIEUX South team, and the confidence the youngsters showed from way out there, he got a good strike onto the football. And remember, the sheen of the surface may have just aided him. When that ball got to the goalkeeper, he had no chance. So good goal, good all-round play by Central Castries. They lead 2-0 in the encounter.
Yeah, and a 2-0 lead for Central Castries team is a very good platform for them to be on. You see McAllen John just temporarily winning back possession there. But VIEUX South will need to get themselves back into this game. The longer it goes on, with Central Castries holding on to a 2-goal cushion, the more dire the scenario will get for VIEUX. You see Moses Henry right now on the ball, a very tricky, pacey winger. You can see immediately players coming to double up on him. Driven ball in. Off Emery Edward there. Good response by VIEUX South. Henry puts that ball in. Ball coming through bodies. Offside flag goes up.
I like this game, you know. It shows the level. Again, I've always made mention of it, that the level from last season to now is so much better. The players are not hurried, Eli. Many a times you see players panic and they'll be all over the place, but now there's more composure, not only in defense, but all over the pitch.
Well, from speaking to a lot of the coaches, one thing that they've indicated that the semi-pro has improved tremendously is training. You know, players get a training stipend along with the match fees. And if you don't attend training, you don't get the stipend, or it's reduced. It's proportionate to your attendance. So whereas previously coaches would have had an issue of players attending training, and on a match day you have 25 guys all wanting to play, they pretty much have a full complement of players within the training sessions. That even allows them to have intra-squad matches, you know, simulation matches. So all of that will augur well in terms of the improved product that you now see on the pitch.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like a family. Said that a family who prays together stays together. So a team which practice together certainly will get better.
I definitely was not expecting that dispensation of wisdom from you, my dear friend.
Maybe for a team trying to put it together, come back on the score sheet. In the words of wisdom, I was named after Lord Alfred Tennyson, who is an ancient poet. So hence the reason for the wisdom and the words. My mother insisted that I, write poems and read and all that kind of stuff as a youngster, so Eli.
Well, I'm supposed to be a prophet, but I definitely did not see that one coming.
Yeah. Ball over the top, Emery to deal with.
Good ball over the top too. I know how to strike there.
Seems to be his weaker foot. Nonetheless, was able to put in a strike. Put into play there by Central Castries on the right side. Gio putting his ball into midfield. Goal scorer giving a no-look pass over the top.
Pass.
Yeah. Trouble in the defense, still not able to deal with it. We forget not if it right away, not able to dwell on it. We see Pernal trying something from distance.
Sees the goalkeeper off his line there, critic.
To a certain extent, yes.
If it was on target, it would have been interesting.
Good technique there by the goalkeeper as well. Rather than punting the football, using the side volley.
Of course, the match commissioner for today, Mr. Marius Charles, overseeing proceedings.
Is he from Monipo?
I don't know.
I'll have to take you on a trip down south, Eli. So you can get familiar with the faces and where they're from.
Almost sounds like you know everybody everywhere.
Well, I wouldn't say everywhere, but plenty where. One of our exploits, I'm going to take you to a community called Pebouche. When I speak of Pebouche, you may think it's in Babono.
That's what I was thinking.
No. There's another Pebouche in the south. Let's get through this passage and I'll lead you into this. Therefore, good exchanging of passes, trying to craft their way in. Loose pass there, going out of touch. And it's a goal kick for Senor CASTRIES. So like I was saying, I'll have to bring you down south with me one of these days. I'll bring you to an area called Pebouche. Pebouche is one of my areas. It's just further up Duga. Duga is in Miku.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm
So you've heard of that area.
familiar with Duga.
Yeah, but you never heard of Pebouche. So one of these days when I have free time, I'll take you there. I'll bring you to meet my fellow constituents. That's my place, man. That's my place.
Seems like you're the mayor.
That's my place. Whenever I want to chill, that's my place. That's home to Mervyn Cocobelas, you know.
Is there a Church Street?
Well, there are churches. But I don't think they have streets. To me, it's just the highway, you know. You could call it Church Highway. But it's a very nice place, man. And I want to say good night to persons in this area who are viewing the stream, especially my good buddy down there as well, Kevin Hart, better known as Apie. Yeah, you know, the household. That's my people, man. So good night to y'all. A hopeful pass there by the VIEUX team. Rewarding in a corner. Let's see if they're going to be going to the first post, Eli, or going to the back post or in the middle. The defense of Central have been holding up thus far. Ball comes into the first post area. Gio being able to deal with this one. The right back for Central CASTRIES.
Well, you realize there's been a change of kick takers.
Yes.
Moses Henry would have taken the first couple of corners, and now it looks like Trent Alexander.
They're looking for better delivery. Good composure there, defender. When I'm been able to deal with this pass. Femi trying to find his partner. Central CASTRIES were able to play themselves out. There's the mainstay, the main form of attack.
Went down arriving in pain there. Shaquan
We're waiting the reaction from the
Nelson.
official. Clearly, he went down in a lot of pain.
See the replay. Oh! Looks like more of a contact injury. I think in our local palace we'd have called it a bolo. Knee to the thigh there. I think that's what he would have received. Very painful. Cause a little stiffness as well.
He lied. That's a card.
That is a card.
That is a card. If he, the player, had done this in the box, it would have been a penalty. And I always want to clamor on the referees for that. And we've been having a good season thus far. But that there is a yellow card. If a similar situation occurred in the box area, either of these teams would have been awarded a penalty. So why isn't this a card?
Well, he did blow the foul, but as you indicated, unnecessary contact there.
And also,
unnecessary
there were
force.
no words. There were no words for the V4 defender. You need to take control of the game.
Central Castries thought they had won themselves a corner there, but it's actually a throw in to V4 South. Central Castries players, they've sort of been at their official a little bit. There's no need for that. They're in control of the fixture, 2-0. They need to keep their heads, keep their composure. You don't want the scenario where the official is keeping an eye on you because you keep chastising them.
Very good observation, Eli.
And now they win the corner.
And this is time you need to, if you're speaking to the official, just go to him simply and ask him how much time is left. We try to change the momentum and the mood that the game is going to. These are little tactics that you could employ. How much time to go, ref? Just to cool down the situation. And then you pass on that information to your team and then you tell the guys, let's relax a bit and take this one till we get to the end of the first half.
Player getting some treatment.
Yeah, the same way that you've been treating me for all the eats during the commentary. I get home, I'm going to check myself on the scale.
One is not the Richter scale. That would mean a lot of damage was caused.
I think we have a substitution as well coming up for the V4 team. I think number 6 should be entering the fray, and number 12 making his exit.
Yeah, it's the second time Kimlan Mason has been down. He was down a little while ago. Got some treatment, down again. And he's a tough customer. Bashan Class
Number
coming
16.
in. Tough customer, Kimlan Mason. So if he goes down, he's feeling it.
I think he plays with his heart on his sleeve. I've never seen this youngster play a game, Eli, and not give full 100. I've even watched him in practice as well. The same way he plays is the same way he practices. Like you mentioned, if he goes down, something is definitely wrong.
All whipped in there. Cleared out just the same. Throw into view for South. Just about 5 minutes plus whatever stoppage time the official deems necessary at the end of the first half.
What do you think VIEUX South, Eli, can do to get back into this encounter?
I think the first thing they need to do is try to maintain their composure. We saw them trying to, make those combination passes early on in the first half. I think now they're trying to be a little bit more direct with the fact that they're down 2-0. But I don't know that that is necessarily their style of play, Critic. I think they're a team, they like to pass the ball, they like to possess the ball, they like those intricate passes, those 1-2s in and around the box. They win penalties. So I think they need to get back to that, and understand the moment that they are in. It is still in the first half. They are down by 2 goals, yes. It is a Central CASTRIES team that generally when they have a 2-goal advantage, they're very ominous. But I think VIEUX South does have the technical and tactical ability to get themselves back into this contest.
All right, let's see. There's an opportunity for them to do just that. It's a free kick. Just outside the box area, you have a 5-man wall. Wall certainly doing his job. And it's a throw-in now for VIEUX South.
Captain Emery Edward accepting responsibility for what some of his teammates felt was a little bit of a lackluster attempt at clearing the ball. You like to see that? A captain that is not beyond reproach?
Yeah, she was taking accountability. Meantime, his possession to VIEUX South, a searching pass on the right side. Tad able to deal with this one. A foul on Tad as well. Central CASTRIES continue to make inway in the attack. However, interception there by the defense of VIEUX South. Ball plays to the left side. VIEUX South trying to see how they could come back into this encounter.
The Central CASTRIES right now, they're comfortable. They don't have to do much. They already have a 2-goal cushion. So they don't have to do much. What they're doing is simply keeping VIEUX South at bay, staying compact, and trying to pick and choose where they can penetrate the defense of VIEUX South. But they don't need to be overly aggressive. They don't need to be too ambitious, because they currently enjoy a 2-goal lead and we're still in the first half.
Sure, Eli. That's what you want. Possession goals as well. So you can, of course, manage the game properly. No need to overexert yourself, but be quite mindful when you keep your shape. Look around you. And here's a situation. Here's a through ball for Central. He should have done better with this one. His first touch eluded him. But again, a very good pass within the channels.
Jamal Wilfred, the scorer of the first goal, wasn't too much involved in the first matchup. We've seen him a little bit more involved this time around, getting on the score sheet already.
Ball comes across. Keeper not able to deal with this.
Oh!
Femi getting a chance there.
Uncharacteristic of him. Critic is normally on target.
He was under a little pressure as well because he may not have anticipated the goalkeeper missing this one. But again, the little pressure added by the defender on him may have just sighted him off a bit.
Trent Alexander with that ball across there.
Behind you, sorry, yes, boss. Go back, behind you. Sorry. Sorry, talk to me, us. I hear your voice, but I see you yet, so I look up there, I look there. But I listening. Sorry.
Back to football action. The Central Castries team trying to, of course, increase their lead, showing their dominance thus far in terms of goal scoring, and pegging the VIEUX South team back. And with that, that brings us to the end of the first half between Central Castries and VIEUX South. VIEUX South down 2-0. Eli, not a bad contest so far.
Not a bad contest at all. Jamal Wilfred and Shaquan Nelson on the score sheet for Central Castries. VIEUX South have shown their ability in this game to weave their way through and create a half chance here and there, but it's not been enough. And we go into this half 2-0 in favor of Central Castries over VIEUX South.
Feel the thunder of the pitch, the roar of the crowd, and witness the rising of our nation. St. Lucia, this is the Semi-Professional Football League Season 2. 2 epic tournaments, 143 electrifying matches, 10 venues, 1 island, 1 heartbeat. From June to December 2025, 20 district football leagues will face off. Every match is a battle, every goal is a statement, and every fan is part of the legacy. Who will rise to victory? Play your schedule and be part of history. Visit semiprofootballleague.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for full match fixtures, live coverage, updates, and behind the scenes access. This is our season where passion lives and purpose leads.
This is a beautiful game and this is what we love.
St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League.
Leveraging football to transform lives.
Dream big, make it your own. Home sweet gets you any style of home. VIEUX saying home sweet home with a home sweet mortgage. You are number one. Home sweet, home quest, home flex, home switch. Need a new home, we get it. Home sweet, home quest, home flex, home switch. Act now when you won't regret it. VIEUX. Bank of St. Lucia's enhanced home sweet mortgages are designed around you. Home Flex, a home equity line of credit. Home Quest, for professionals building new dreams. And Home Switch, time to bring your mortgage home to us. Home Sweet Mortgages, make it your own. Home Sweet, Home Quest, Home Flex, Home Switch. Need a new home, we get it. VIEUX. For more information, call 456-6999 or go to bankofstlucia.com. VIEUX.
In the heart of every community lies a dream waiting to come true as a journey begins. We dribble through life's hurdles, breaking down its barriers, looking beyond the horizon. Lessons are learned, friendships are forged, and strength is birthed from within. Beyond tactics and goals, we strive as a team. With discipline and perseverance, we advance. Through every kick, stumble, and victory, our lives are changing, and together we rise.
It's not just a game. Football is our life.
The St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League, leveraging football to transform lives.
This is the Semi-Pro Football League. Feel the passion, feel the vibe. Leveraging football to transform lives. St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League. Let's go! One shot to create your greatness. It's your time to make your name. It's more than just a way of life. This is more than just a game. This is one more reason why we unite with each other. So here comes one more season. This is football to unite the world. When we come alive, we just excite the world. Celebrate emotions and ignite the world. Let's make sure everybody knows it's the Semi-Pro League and this is what we love. Let's go! Whoa, oh, oh, this is what we love. Whoa, oh, oh, this is what we love. Let's play! Whoa, oh, oh, this is what we love. This is a beautiful game and this is what we love. St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League.
Leveraging football to transform lives.
My journey into business began in one of the hardest moments of my life. In 2020, I lost my job from the hotel industry and my husband was temporarily laid off from his.
As a couple with young kids, at the time, we had to ensure that we had a steady income.
We decided to convert the lower floor of my home into vacation rentals. But we needed support to grow.
The credit union couldn't go any further and financing felt out of reach.
But everything changed when we were introduced to Elite Builders Capital, a product made just for us from Bank of St. Lucia.
With their help, we completed our last 2 units. 2 of our villas were inspired by our kids, Melo for Melody and Samo for Samuel.
Now we have 6 fully furnished villas ready for more guests.
From the time I knock my knee, I think the eyesight go in.
But what's your knee have to do with your eyes?
Well, that's why I came for a checkup.
Côté Cox Optical, ou pas besoin d'appointement, avec examination yo toujours free. Docteur a bien indiqué un travail. Ou sa joindre lunettes à ce crédit. Avec si on est 4 discount NIC, ou kay joindre 50% discount plus. Changer. Frame pour lunettes ka commencer à $1.
Cox Optical, on jésus moi. Higher purchase là, on jésus nous moi.
Shop with confidence at Quartz. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Shop with confidence and save big on appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Plus, with Ready Finance, shop today and pay later. No fine print and no tricks. Only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
My name is Roycelyn Terrence and I've been riding for 17 years. What I enjoy most about riding, the adrenaline rush that comes with it. One of the reasons I believe that bikers get into accidents, you get so caught up in enjoying riding that you don't remember that it's not only you on the road. A couple years ago, I was in a bike accident, could have lost my life, but luckily for me, I had this helmet. This is what saved my life, and this is why I'm here with you today to share this testimonial. I'm telling you to stay safe, be vigilant, and wear your helmet.
Feel the thunder of the pitch, the roar of the crowd, and witness the rising of our nation. St. Lucia, this is the Semi-Professional Football League Season 2. 2 epic tournaments, 143 electrifying matches, 10 venues, 1 island, 1 heartbeat. From June to December 2025, 20 district football leagues will face off. Every match is a battle, every goal is a statement, and every fan is part of the legacy. Who will rise to victory? Play your schedule and be part of history. Visit semiprofootballleague.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for full match fixtures, live coverage, updates, and behind the scenes access. This is our season where passion lives and purpose leads.
This is a beautiful game and this is what we love. St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League.
Leveraging football to transform lives.
Dream big, make it your own. Home Sweet gets you any style of home. Be yourself saying home sweet home. With a home sweet mortgage, you are number one. Home Sweet, Home Quest, Home Flex, Home Switch. Need a new home, we get it. Home Sweet, Home Quest, Home Flex, Home Switch. Act now and you won't regret it. Bank of St. Lucia's enhanced home sweet mortgages are designed around you. Home Flex, a home equity line of credit. Home Quest, for professionals building new dreams. And Home Switch, time to bring your mortgage home to us. Home Sweet Mortgages, make it your own. Home Sweet, Home Quest, Home Flex, Home Switch. Need a new home, we get it. For more information, call 456-6999 or go to bankofstlucia.com. OSL.
In the heart of every community lies a dream waiting to come true as a journey begins. We dribble through life's hurdles, breaking down its barriers, looking beyond the horizon. Lessons are learned, friendships are forged, and strength is birthed from within. Beyond tactics and goals, we strive as a team. With discipline and perseverance, we advance. Through every kick, stumble, and victory, our lives are changing, and together we rise.
It's not just a game. Football is our life.
The St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League, leveraging football to transform lives.
This is the Semi-Pro Football League. Feel the passion, feel the vibe. Leveraging football to transform lives. St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League. Let's go! One shot to create your greatness. It's your time to make your name. It's more than just a way of life. This is more than just a game. This is one more reason why we unite with each other. So here comes one more season. This is football to unite the world. When we come alive, we just excite the world. Celebrate emotions and ignite the world. Let's make sure everybody knows it's the Semi-Pro League and this is what we love. Let's go. Oh, 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 this is what we love. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League.
Leveraging football to transform lives.
My journey into business began in one of the hardest moments of my life. In 2020, I lost my job from the hotel industry and my husband was temporarily laid off from his.
As a couple with young kids, at the time, we had to ensure that we had a steady income.
We decided to convert the lower floor of my home into vacation rentals. But we needed support to grow.
The credit union couldn't go any further and financing felt out of reach.
But everything changed when we were introduced to Elite Builders Capital, a product made just for us from Bank of St. Lucia.
With their help, we completed our last 2 units. 2 of our villas were inspired by our kids, Melo for Melody and Samo for Samuel.
Now we have 6 fully furnished villas ready for more guests.
Well, Eli, formalities are in place for the next 45, which should be very interesting. VIEUX is not known to be going down lightly. I know they're going to be going down south. The roads are in place. They're a good road now. You could go down as quick as possible. But on the football pitch, these youngsters for sure will not make it easy for Central Castries.
Yeah, Tennyson, we're back here with second half action. It's about to kick off. But as you indicated, I think VIEUX South now have a mountain to climb. Central Castries having an opportunity to regroup, take instructions from the coaching staff, and they will want to come out more resolute, not take too many risks, but if they could add a third goal to their tally, I think they would be very pleased with that.
And one time we see the Central Castries put them under pressure. It seems to be the norm these days when there's kickoff that you play that ball back and then you just punt a ball into the area of the opposition, thereby causing a little chaos. And now we see a throw-in for VIEUX South.
VIEUX South will want to get on the front foot very early and apply some pressure to Central Castries. Central Castries, on the other hand, will be looking to repel that pressure and try to maintain some semblance of control over the contest. As we see Emery Edward just playing that one out there.
Yeah, Emery, the mainstay of defense for Central Castries. Ball coming across, sort of awkward way of crossing that football. We saw a little instance of the goalkeeper for Central Castries not being himself, ball coming across, not able to handle. Let's hope he can work on those little shaky moments. Meantime, we see Gio, was it Gio? No, the right, number 5. Trying to make some headway on the right side. Searching pass upfield from VIEUX. Interception there by Central Castries. VIEUX getting that ball back. And if the scoreline remains the same or increase, Eli, for Central Castries, they would have been very impressive in terms of getting points on the board, on the table rather.
Well, that's what they do. They did it for the entirety of last season. They kept racking up the points. I heard little murmurs of Central Castries has not gotten any opposition as yet, and they ran through the entire table.
Oh, well, you can only play what's before you. I mean, the teams don't make the fixtures. Fixtures have to be played.
Correct.
Yeah, you have to be played. There are no points before. It's only after. So, despite persons will say so, teams have to play what's before them. We see a throw in there for VIEUX South. Flick on there. Good clearance.
I can't help to wonder, critic, what this game would look like with Noah Lucky Nicholas and Jovic McFarlane in the VIEUX South squad. Moses Henry seems a little bit isolated. Normally, that's the three that would be behind Obafemi Poyot with all the fluidity, all of the movement.
Yeah. Something that the technical staff needs to work on, whatever issues that they have in logistically in getting those players on board. They could work on that because we want to see teams play at full strength so we can get the better, not only for themselves, for the team, but for the league as well. And the more players you have in terms of seniority and skill-wise, it's a good showcase for the league. A situation there again, Eli, where the players trying to dictate to the officials in terms of what measures to take. Again, we want to see the Central Castries players keep their head in the game, keep their head in the game and deal with playing football rather than trying to enforce.
Let's Roy Joseph, they're brandishing a yellow card, but I have a little bit of a treat for you guys viewing via the live stream. You talk about football in royalty. At present, you may struggle to find someone better than the person sitting next to me, the person of Vino Bartlett, best goalkeeper in the Caribbean. Let me just say welcome to the broadcast. You take it in your VIEUX South team this evening.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Well, V40 is where I'm from, so I go with them everywhere they go.
Yeah, and you've just come off of retaining your title for Cavalier FC in the Jamaica Premier League. How was that experience for you, man?
Well, from growing up, I always wanted to be in amongst of players doing history, and for my club in Jamaica, that's history, winning back-to-back tournaments. So it's like an achievement for me in my career, which I cherish.
Of course, you have another St. Lucian goalkeeper that you sort of mentoring, also attached to your club. He was on loan in the Jamaica Premier League, that being the person of Darren Donaghy. He's currently the goalkeeper coach of the national under-20 team. How has that been going to St. Lucia goalkeepers in the Jamaica Premier League?
Well, Darren and I has been on the national setup for quite some time now. We always roommates. So it's a bond we have. We have a strong chemistry, and it's all about looking out for each other. As you know, we come from same island, St. Lucia, and it's all about like making ways and paving the way for each and every St. Lucian.
Yeah, I had an opportunity to chat with you a little earlier on, and you made mention of scouting going on in Jamaica via our live stream. Coaches getting an opportunity to see St. Lucian players. You let the cat out of the bag a little bit there with one of the players from the Semi-Pro League that is on the verge of joining your club. But what does it feel like in Jamaica in terms of the Semi-Pro Football League? Are a lot of eyes on our league and watching what's going on?
Well, for me, I think it is, because every time there is games, I always put it up to watch. And like, you know, we live in a clubhouse, so my teammates just surround me. But I think like to get this exposure, we need more games being recorded. And in here currently, semi-pro, big step to open ways for players that will play the semi-pro.
Just in terms of your VIEUX South team, any players that in particular that you've been keeping your eye on, if this VIEUX South team?
Well, with VIEUX, I've been keeping my eye on Trent Alexander, very young, talented player. I'm trying to groom him because, you know, we're from the same area, but, you know, so I keep him around me, I be around him just so that he could see the professionalism and better his game in the semi-pro.
And just before you leave us, Vino, you have a little carnival fitness venture going down in the south. Is that still ongoing, this Soca Fit sort of venture that you're into?
Yes, it is. It's still on. We 6 days down, so we have four more days, 2 weeks. It's growing every day. So, and to say thanks to everyone who come out and support, and thanks to the sponsors. Also, I am planning a family fun day with a soccer-rama on the 27th of July. So, everyone is invited. Come have fun in VIEUX.
Yeah, tell us a little bit more about the I don't know what it's called, Soca Fit, or what is it called? And tell us a little bit more about what's the concept.
So it's called Backyard Jam. It's like to build back the community. You know, before that has been done for too long. So my aim is just to bring back vibes in VIEUX and bring together each and everybody so that we could have this strong community going forward. Have this support coming for the footballers who play in the semi-pro also.
All right, Vino Bartlett, our national goalkeeper, thank you very much for stopping by with us, and we'll let you go enjoy your football, man. I think a VIEUX South player might have gotten trodden on there, critic.
Yeah, the game has become a little feisty. Again, it's a derby in itself, you know. I mean, the proximity may not be there, but the history between Central Castries and VIEUX is certainly there. So I know for sure that the VIEUX South guys, they want to win this game. They want to come back into the encounter. But the approach is so wrong. It's as if, like, you know, if there is a foul on a Central Castries player, this one wants to take the revenge of the foul. But that's not how you get back into an encounter. VIEUX South seems to have lost the plot in terms of what they're trying to do to combine and score goals. Basically, what Central Castries is doing right now is just fiddling with VIEUX South, because VIEUX South, they have gone away from playing football. And here you see Central Castries just keeping possession, keep making the clock tick. And I would like to see similar with VIEUX South. Knock the ball around, draw the opposition to an area where they're not comfortable, and then take some shots. This is how you get back into the encounter. But if you want to go toe-to-toe via tackling and cards, you're not going to go anywhere with this.
Yeah, sort of echoing what I had mentioned a little earlier on. VIEUX South need to stick to their game.
That's right.
Do what they do, which is, play the ball along the ground, the combination plays, the combination passes.
Try to get Obafemi into the game.
Yeah, he's been out of this game so far.
And Central Castries is enjoying this because you're already up to, you're almost into an hour into the game. So clearly they're just milking the clock and just, seeing how best they will get through the encounter. So information need to be passed on to the VIEUX team to get back to the principles of football. Good take there by the goalkeeper. Ball goes out of touch. Good interview there, Eli, with young Vino Bartlett. Seems to be gaining so much experience playing over in Jamaica.
Yeah, if you're looking for a player to sort of be the face of St. Lucia's football, I would probably say Vino is the one. His exploits have, they sort of speak for themselves. I mean, when you voted as the best goalkeeper in a CFU competition, when your Cavalier team has won back-to-back titles in the Jamaica Premier League, being part of the CONCACAF Champions League, had an opportunity to play against Lionel Messi and Luis Suarez. And the half Barcelona team in Inter Miami. I mean, that speaks for itself. And Vino has always been, very humble, very down to earth, very accessible. Sometimes, when athletes start progressing in their careers, they sometimes are not as accessible due to their schedules, etc. He's always somebody who's very accessible.
Yeah. Good strike.
Oh.
That is what I want to see from the VIEUX team. They were able to put passes together. Ball came across and a shot, at least causing some mayhem at the back for Central Castries. But you have a chance now, Eli, to get a corner, a signal. Again,
good ball in there.
Defense able to deal with it. Still in the area. Goalkeeper holding on to this one. And that is how you claw your way back. You try to create opportunities, have chances.
From what I'm gathering there, I think the call is an 8-second call on the goalkeeper. I'm not too sure. That's sort of what I'm gathering from the chatter.
Another corner there for VIEUX South. I was a little lost in terms of what really transpired. They are down.
It looks like a player from Central Castries. I think his goalkeeper was the one that took him out.
Yeah, you always get those situations. Seems like he's going to be all right. So substitution being indicated. Like the VIEUX South team will be executing a substitution. Going out is number 22. Coming into the fray is number 7. That information should be reaching us shortly.
I think that's young Elva. If I remember my numbers. Taj Constantine.
Taj is the one going out. And Taj is the one coming in.
Correct.
And Sean Alfred making his exit.
Correct.
immediately, VIEUX on the attack.
They just need one goal critic to help raise the confidence. But that's easier said than done.
Very easy from where we are.
Say good evening to Miss Delia Benjamin watching on via the live stream. She says she's enjoying the commentary. Critic.
Thank you, Delia. Although I prefer the name Delilah, but I can work with Delia. It's a deal. You see what I just did, right?
I'm letting that one go down the leg side.
Another player going down. The game just losing its fluidity. We want to see passes put together. But again, like I said, it's a fixture laden with history. CASTRIES and VIEUX do not like each other when it comes to football at all. It's all about dominance, the bragging rights, and which team is going to get the better of each other. I think even in marbles, CASTRIES would contest VIEUX, which means that neither of them want to lose. Interested enough, the CASTRIES team just giving the ball back straight to VIEUX South, unable to possess the football. By saying so, this is a loose pass there by VIEUX South.
Yeah, I don't think Central CASTRIES are going to take too many risks. Although you would like to see them hold on to the ball a little bit more, take the sting out of what VIEUX is doing. I think their preference right now will be to stay compact, not give anything away cheaply, get the ball out of dangerous areas. By no means am I want to question Coach JJ for VIEUX South, Jamil Joseph. I think this VIEUX South team could probably use the impetus of young Saviola Elva if he's fit.
There might be a reason why he's not being used. But they surely need something in attack. Just to get away from what they've been doing. Do something different. When you have a player like Obafemi who's deadly from any position and not able to get service, this needs to be addressed.
Good searching ball in there. Very good going there by Nathan Lamontine.
Very good pass, as a matter of fact. Just getting through the lines. And now we have a corner in favor of Central CASTRIES. There would be no hurry to take this corner as the clock ticks.
I think McCallan John going across to take that corner kick. Meanwhile, Obafemi Poyot seeing a yellow card.
Keeper making amends with this one. Fumble from the onset.
Got it
straight
at the
back to
second
Central
attempt.
CASTRIES.
Half chance there, critic.
Yeah, a little more composure, wanting to hold this one. Probably instructions from his teammates to say what to do, but a feeble attempt by Obafemi. Here we see Senator Castries taking it down the byline. Good recovery there by the defender.
And the clock there for South, always a rock at the back.
I don't know if it's me, but I like my goalkeepers to show me confidence. Yes, Central Castries is leading 2-0. But the goalkeeper, I don't know, he's trying to do more than what is required. Just keep it simple.
I think he was just trying to eat up some time there by not picking up the ball immediately.
I don't know. I'm old school, man. I don't buy into this. What is 2 seconds?
2 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. So just play the game in its conventional way. Don't do more than you're supposed to do. I remember saying I played to Abraham Mentor that he's the only goalkeeper I would pass a ball back to. But that was the confidence I had in Abraham Mentor. The goalkeepers, but we have to go forward. We have to go forward. Don't give teams a sniff. However,
is that Tad Modest on the ground there? It looks like it.
That is a strong player as well. No, boy. He'll be getting attention. The physio for the Central Castries team, she's making her way. Nice little stride, like the 800 meters.
Observed anything about the Central Castries uniform, critic?
I see the sponsor there in Bank of St. Lucia.
Correct, the new sponsor.
Yeah.
On the heels of the Lucia BOSL Youth League. BOSL has further partnered with Central Castries.
Even the physio, they're decked in their outfit as well.
I don't know, but if they are an actual sponsor of, or if I'm not sure what the exact relationship is, but their logo also appears on the Mabuya Valley uniform as well. So Bank of St. Lucia, not only a sponsor of the league, but also spreading their tentacles into some of the
teams
district league teams as well.
Good. That's good. Do you know the motto of the bank or the slogan?
All the bank you need.
And there you have it.
Yes. It's good to see corporate citizens stepping up when it comes to sports. Not only are they involved in football, but they would have been the sponsors for the National Age Group Championships, as in track and field as well. So they're making the right noises when it comes to their corporate social responsibility and trying to assist with the development of our athletes, and also trying to assist in terms of providing some of our more developed athletes with a platform so that they can showcase their skills.
Sure bet. Meantime, we see recovery there from VIEUX North. And as I say so, they'll be given back to Central Castries. Shot comes in from way out.
Game losing its way a little bit, getting a little testy there.
Yeah. It's been so for a while, you know. That being said, we see A substitution for Central Castries. Tad Modest making his way out. And Shem Omei, number 8, coming into the fray. Tad, of course, played in defense. Are we going to see a like-for-like switch?
Another substitution was made there. Your number 19, it looks like, for Central Castries entering. Not sure.
Raheem Lionel also coming in, Eli, and
That's
Rivaldo Shalmain making his exit.
All right.
It's a big name, boy, Rivaldo. Aldo Shalmain. Meantime, the Central Castries team taking that chop ball. I think we see a situation where Gio has moved into the position of Tad Modest. So it wasn't a like for like.
For South player hunched over there. Looks like Moses Henry goes down now.
Loads of players are going down, Eli. This game is very physical. You did say that the Central Castries team can dish it out. They can be recipients as well. We saw moments of this, especially versus Soufre.
Yeah.
And they continue, so something to look forward to. If you're going to be up against the Central Castries team, you have to come in tip-top shape. Take the banging. We do know football is a contact sport, so if you're viewing on the stream rather, you would say, well, you know, players are going down, but it's part and parcel of football. You need to be ready for this. This is why you have the preseason and you have the in-season training. I'm one who's big on nutrition. If you want to play the game of football, you have to eat right. You have to practice right. You have to sleep right. Loads of stuff that you need to do if you want to excel at this sport.
For South now trying to put this one into a dangerous area. Not like that.
A little too much. But they continue to try. The VIEUX South team, remember, they only now made their way into Tier 1 of the Semi-Pro League. So they're getting a real test of it all. They are Tier 2 champions. So it shows that the Tier 1 is on an easy feat.
Lesroy Joseph is...
Again, we see the players getting drawn into antics rather than play the game. In this gesture of the fixture, you don't have to play from the back every time. You employ a different tactic rather than challenge the officials.
Aaron Daniel issued a yellow card there for time wasting.
Goal kick now for Central Castries. Eli, I'm wondering as well, in the setup of the Semi-Pro League, are there referee assessors?
Oh yes, every match there are referee assessors deployed by the Sinusha Football Association. So the referees constantly get feedback on their performances during the game. there's constant dialogue as to how they can improve, what to keep, what to throw away. Always hasten to say to folks that a lot of times we get down on the referees, but the players make way more mistakes than the officials do, you know. And I know it's their job to keep the fairness and the balance in the game, but the referees will make mistakes from time to time. All you can do is hope that it's not a big mistake that's going to cost your team, say, a penalty that is not deserved or a red card that is not deserved, but
of course, we all human beings and we're subject to error. Like I was saying, we're all human beings and we're subject to error. I'm just wondering, you know, sometimes you see, like for instance, this particular contest, I think the referee needs to really throw in a spanner in this one, show a little more control. Seems like the players are trying to dictate what happens rather than he enforce what is supposed to not happen and take control. So that's why I brought it up.
yeah, there's something that you say all of the time, though. Referee ain't going to change his mind.
He won't. But yeah, I always like a referee to take control.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, you take control. The fans didn't come to see you, but take control of the contest. Another player down for Central Castries. Another substitution coming up. Carlin John making his exit, and Messiah Pinel will be coming on.
Yeah, youngster there, Messiah Pinel. Did well at the schools level. He's been in and about the junior national setup.
Another substitution as well, Giovanni Saltobus making his exit. Coming in will be Kevon Alcindor. Giovanni, better known as Gio, plays as right back. Saltobus. Is that correct, Eli?
Well, my sheet says Saltobus, so that must be an error.
I was just wondering. That's a little too much salt on that bus. I know of salt on your glass. But it's all right.
I think you were talking about tequila shots there for a while.
No.
But anyway, I digress.
There's a little Western. I listen to it. There's a little Western. You don't go to Western, Eli. There's a famous Western, salt on your glass.
I live in East Castries, my brother.
I live in South Castries, my
brother. On the
brother.
opposite side.
I live in South Castries, my brother. Throw in there for Central Castries, big time clearance by the VIEUX South defender. Ball will be going up to the river end. VIEUX South not realizing that, slowly chipping away from them.
Yes, about 8 minutes left in the contest in regulation time, and whatever Lesroy Joseph deems fit to add on as additional time, or is it the fourth official that determines the stoppage time?
And a double substitution being signaled.
Yeah, we're about to see the introduction of young Elva, Saviola Elva, wearing the number 21. Would have liked to have seen him given a little bit more time to impact the game.
Let's see if we can have any impact. And that is the son of Titus Elva. Strike from outside the area. There's Saviola, there's Riquelme. See, there's another one, Eli. He's in Germany.
This was in Lucia?
Yeah.
Been leading the scoring for St. Lucia
That
of
is
late.
correct. Another Elva. You realize that all of them named after Argentinians. His father supports Argentina.
Yes. Now that you mention,
Yeah.
I didn't draw it down to Argentina, just to football.
Argentina. Lives and breathes Argentina. Lives and breathes Arsenal as well. Seems like he loves the R. You know that song, right? You mean that R? You mean that R?
Where?
You work in the radio station. You're supposed to know about those songs, man. He loves the R. He loves the R. No need to react that way. Just play on, youngster. Just play on.
Of course, for those of you who are not football inclined, we're talking about Kanija Elva.
Mm-hmm.
Plays his football in Germany. And of course, from the onset of him joining the St. Lucia senior men's national team, he's been far and away the leading scorer. Led the team in Nations League scoring as well as World Cup qualifiers as well. I suspect he may have been trodden, I suspect, because I didn't really see anything there. There was no attempt to win the ball or anything. It was just two players sprinting next to one another and went down.
May have just had an
down.
awkward contact with each other.
Offside flag spares the blushes of Jamal Wilfred there.
There's the replay, Eli.
Is that Nelson? Is Shakwan? Yeah, it is. I don't know. Maybe we can see that replay just one more time because I can't figure out what just happened. I can't.
And sort of just freeze it. Yeah, he just got kicked behind the calf area thereabout.
Didn't see that live.
Keep in mind as well too, Eli, and I mentioned that in earlier broadcasts, when you have players like him who is so influential playing for Central Castries, the game is already 2-0. At some point in time, you need to get the player off the pitch because this is your prized possession. You need to wrap him up in cotton wool. So let's just say about the 75th, the 80th minute thereabout, you don't need those players on there again. The job is basically almost done. So you buy time by substituting those players. You don't want to run down players or you keep using the same players over and over, thereby causing injury. So you need a situation where somebody needs to manage from the outside saying, guys, they have this game all sewn up. Let's take certain players off.
Yeah, good observation there. Particularly now as we're in the waning moments of the contest. That Ants, as he's called, is back on. Laquan Nelson suffered that injury there.
Trying to figure out, Eli, what the VIEUX South team will take away from this encounter. Like you said, they're certainly short on personnel. And if they want to make amends in the Tier 1, they would have to improve on their results.
I think Central Castries may just about be getting ready to set up shop and feel that they've done just enough to take the 3 points from this encounter.
Ball going in the other direction.
Two games played by Central Castries, 2 goals scored in each of those games. 4 different goal scorers.
Not a bad takeaway. Goals being spread, keeping clean sheets as well.
Of course, Central Castries is missing a big part of the attack. The leading goal scorer in the Premier Division last year, Simeon Francis, I believe is off to a school, I think. I can stand corrected. That's the information that I have. Scored, I believe.
South in the USA, right?
Yeah. 10 goals, I believe he scored from midfield.
Some of them being from the penalty spot as well.
Correct. Bulk of them were very important goals. A lot of the victories from Central Castries were by 1-goal margins.
I just mentioned the situation where the referee is supposed to take charge and he's backing away. You need to pull the player in and deal with the situation.
Well, he's definitely taking his time.
But he's more answering to the Central Castries team than rather than dealing with the offender. Seem to be having a discussion. Pernell Williams and Emery needs to get away from the situation, let the referee do his job. Back and forth can lead you into trouble. There are other fixtures to be played.
I think Pernell's focus now is on taking the free kick.
Not much time left, Eli. Good win there for Central Castries. Another substitution. Pretty late on.
So looks like Jamal Wilfred. Scorer of the first goal for Central Castries. He'll be happy that he's on the score sheet. Critic, strikers need goals.
Most definitely.
It was almost a last gasp chance there for VIEUX South to try to get something on the board, but again, Central Castries staying very resolute. That might just about do it.
Decent strike from out of the area. The goalkeeper just gobbling up nicely.
There you have it, Tennyson. Hard fought 3 points for Central Castries in the end, but deserved the 3 points. On the night, you must say they did what they had to do. Nothing flashy, nothing fancy. They took their chances when they were available. They stayed compact, they stayed resolute, and they come out the winners, 2-0 against VIEUX South.
Yes, indeed. Comfortable win for Central Castries. Not putting out too much. Just some injuries here and there. Hope they can recover from this. But the camp of the VIEUX South will be very much disappointed. It's a big fixture for them. They were not able to put it together just yet. Remember, they are Tier 2 champions from last season. They're fresh into Tier 1. So these are experiences that they have to take back to the drawing board and see how best they can recover for their upcoming fixture. But kudos to Central Castries.
All right, so from myself, Elijah Williams, and Tennyson Glasgow, the critic, we say good night from the Mindu Phillip Park. Catch you all tomorrow night for another doubleheader. That's going to be on the cards. Let me just pull up the fixtures there quickly so I could inform you as to. And tomorrow's action will see Canaries coming up against Grosile at 6 p.m. to be followed by Choiseul versus Leclerc at 8 p.m.